This is the Belgian Tripel, inspired by traditional triple abbeys. Was going for lots of head on this one, so we'll find out once we bottle and carbonate it what actually finds out. But what I'm very interested in tasting as it progresses is how the honey develops from the beginning product to the finish, because this has much more honey in it than, say, the traditional style would, which you could probably argue it maybe isn't that style, or whatever. I don't really give a shit. But, you know.
You're not a monk. It's not like it's going to be a real Abbey triple, you know.
Yeah, but looking for something that's really tasty, and something that the woman enjoys, and hopefully a lot of alcohol. Yeah, we'll see. So,
have you been taking gravity readings?
Obviously not today, but I did after the boil, and I did on the first transfer, 2 secondary.
What was your OG?
Well, this is the one where the OG reading was definitely off, so it's not really sure. I was getting like a 1.06 something, which what it should have came out to was more like 1.010 or 1.10 or 1.09, right? That's where it should have been, given the chemistry.
We learned very valuable lessons that day, which is don't take your samples from the top of the pail that you poured water into, because there should be water up there, guys.
Yeah.
Or make sure you stir.
Yes,
well.
stir it.
Yes.
Because it's not...
And then take your sample.
Yeah. So, but then the gravity reading after the first transfer was 1.021, 1.022. So it was already, actually, a lot of the work was done.
How far are we from bottling this?
We are, oh mother, it smells really good. About a month and a half, about a month.
You got a ways to go, yeah.
Yeah.
We're not going to rate this yet. We got to rate the final product, because you're going for a lot of head on this too. I'm interested to see what we get, and
especially once it's fully carbonated.
Yeah.
Flavor changes, cold, well, temperature.
Yeah.
Alright.
Giddy up.
That is good.
Oh my
That is
God.
good. And it's weird because the nose really
Ooh.
presents what the beer is going to be, and then some. Because you get that very honey, lemony, coriander smell, and that fully pulls through with it.
Yeah, as Suk says, if there's alcohol in this, we're in trouble.
Oh yeah, we are in trouble.
Oh man.
What's fascinating, I got this on the first time we tasted it, was how it finishes. It's almost like the sweetness or something at the end of it. It isn't like a solid finished trail off. It almost like changes rapidly at the end. And I don't know if that's the honey or what is that brings that character to it.
I think it's an up and down flavor that you get. You get like
Yeah,
first you get the sweet, and then it kind of goes down, and then it kind of comes back up.
Because it goes sweet and then dry, and then there's
Yeah.
a little bit of a sweet.
The sweet residual at the end.
Yeah.
And
I would actually.
the ladies is definitely gonna like this.
Yeah.
I think so too.
It's gonna be hard to imagine that she would not just love this beer.
So what do you think that is then?
I think that's the honey doing that.
Yeah.
In all honesty, yeah.
I've never made a beer with any honey, let alone a pound and a half of honey. More than that, it was almost 2 pounds.
And this is
Maybe
orange
we should call
blossom.
you
honey.
mine, Google.
Yeah, see, it's mostly orange blossom honey. Actually, well, that's what I did. I had 2 big things of honey. One was orange blossom, one wasn't. I added the one earlier in the boil, because I wasn't necessarily interested in that flavor. And then I added the orange blossom at the end of the boil, because I wanted to retain as much as that. Not too much, but more of that orange blossom characteristics. Which maybe it's the fact that it's orange. I'll bet if you took some orange blossom honey and you tasted it and then tasted this, you'd find a lot of similarities.
Oh yeah.
I'll bet you.
Well, I'm thinking for the mead, I made that all out of orange blossom honey.
Okay.
And I'm noticing a lot of similarities between the two.
Yeah.
So that's why
Interesting.
That's why I'm saying, if you can wade past all the alcohol in the mead, you'll see a lot of flavor similarities between the two. But
That's as close as you've come to being a distillery, I think. So far, since we're not doing ratings, I think we are on the right track here.
I think it's got a lot of potential.
This is very good. I like it a lot.
It's a very, it is, I think it's more sweet than it is dry.
yeah, which I think is actually kind of counter that style, because I remember we had the triple tasting
Yeah.
at your house,
Right.
and I remember that being very,
Very dry,
dry,
especially
and
the more traditional one that we had.
Yep. And I gotta be honest with you, I didn't really care for those that we had there. I'd actually rate those pretty low because it was kind of.
I actually kind of like the Sprecher one better, which is strange because it's not traditionally like the style.
Yeah.
But
Well,
the more traditional one I didn't like as much. But I don't know. I feel like this is pretty dry though. It does finish dry.
yeah, maybe that's
There's
it.
yeah.
Well, there's
if you,
still some
if you
fermenting
pull
to
yourself
do
back
with
right now. If you pull yourself back right now, it's your mouth is dry.
I mean, you got
Oh,
another
yeah,
4 weeks of sugar conversion that's going to take place.
Are you
No, I
adding
didn't take
any
I
more?
didn't take a reading here. I guess I still could, but
Are you adding any more yeast?
For
to
mine, you're
this?
not.
no,
No.
not planning on it. Not planning on it. So hopefully, I don't have any problems there.
Well,
as
so
far as
bottling
with
process
having
anyways.
yeast.
Well, I just know that a lot of people will take and add like a champagne yeast to just make sure it's dried out.
Right.
You know, and you eliminate the sweetness. But I personally, I like the sweetness of it, and I wouldn't. But I don't know if that was in your
I
plans.
think it finishes plenty dry. I don't. Obviously, it's not going to be the most traditional triple in the world, but you knew that from the get go. So I don't see a need to add.
As Brandon states, you're either going to brew to the style, or you're going to brew to make a good beer.
Yep.
Choose
Or
your
you
path.
can do both.
Well, I mean,
You can do both, but I
Right.
think you have to have one in your sights
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
as
You know,
far as
'cause-
where you should.
And this is I think you answer this for me. Is this where you expected it to be? Is this what you're going for?
Yeah, I mean, I couldn't because I'm not that familiar with brewing the style or whatever else. Same with like a barley wine or anything. So I wasn't sure what to expect, right? As far as the different characteristics, flavors to get. What I was expecting was deliciousness, and as far as that, my expectations were met.
mission accomplished.